Hello, Libra. Tonight is not an ordinary night. Something powerful is unfolding in the unseen, and your soul has been guided here for a reason. This isn't just a horoscope. This is your spiritual download from the universe, a sacred message waiting to be heard. And if you're listening right now, let me ask you, what if the decision that could change your life forever is already being made in this very moment on your behalf? I know that might sound intense, but trust me, the signs have already begun. A strange dream. A deep breath at 3 a.m. A gut feeling you can't explain. Those weren't coincidences. That was the universe whispering. And Libra, you of all the zodiac signs understand balance, timing, and harmony. But sometimes, even the most centered hearts need to be shaken so the truth can finally emerge. Here at Zodiac Whisper Tarot, we don't just read horoscopes, we channel clarity. And tonight, that clarity has chosen you. There's something divine happening in your life right now. A cosmic choice is being made on a higher level, and you're on the edge of discovering what that truly means. Whether you're seeking answers in love, struggling with financial balance, or simply trying to breathe in a world that demands so much, this message is not random. It's a divine appointment. If you've been seeing the number 222 lately on clocks, receipts, street signs, pause and take note. That's your spiritual confirmation. The number 222 is all about divine alignment, sacred duality, and spiritual contracts being rewritten. Comment 222 below if you feel that resonance in your chest right now. That single act anchors your energy and invites the right message to find you tonight. And before we move forward, allow me to take a sacred moment just for this. Thank you. Truly. Your presence here, your energy, your willingness to listen is what allows this community to thrive. Every like, every comment, every beautiful soul that chooses to subscribe to Zodiac Whisper Tarot is a part of a collective awakening. You are not just supporting a channel, you are building a sanctuary of light. I see you. I feel your energy. And I honor the sacred journey you're on. That's why I need you to stay with me all the way through this video, not just because the message is potent, but because what the universe is about to reveal is nothing short of life-changing. I'm serious, Libra. By the end of this video, something inside you will shift. And you'll remember this moment as the one where it all began. So let me ask you this, my loyal Libra friend. What silent prayer, what quiet intention, what deep desire brought you here tonight? Because whatever it is, it's about to be answered. Sometimes, healing doesn't come in the form of loud breakthroughs or dramatic changes. Sometimes, it begins quietly with the subtle return of balance where there once was chaos. In this moment, Libra, the celestial alignment between Venus, your ruling planet, and Uranus is doing something beautiful behind the scenes. It's gently unraveling knots you didn't know you were still holding on to. Not through force, but through realignment. Like the soft recentering of a compass after a storm, your inner self is being drawn back to true north where peace feels natural, not forced. This energy asks you to consider something deeper than surface choices. Are you choosing out of fear or out of clarity? Have you been holding too tightly to the need to please others, only to lose sight of what truly brings peace to your own heart? The Justice card paired with the Two of Pentacles in your reading today speaks directly to these questions. Justice isn't just about fairness to others, it's also about finally choosing fairness for yourself. The balance you seek outside must first be restored inside. And that begins with the courage to slow down and listen, not just to what you think you should do, but to what you quietly know you must do. When life feels uncertain, we often juggle too many responsibilities, hoping that if we just manage one more thing, things will settle. But the Two of Pentacles reminds us that managing is not the same as healing. True balance asks for intention, not just effort. And you, Libra, are being given the chance to choose again, not because you failed before, but because the universe always offers new beginnings when your heart is ready. There's something incredibly powerful about writing down the words, "I forgive," even if you don't know who it's for, yourself, someone else, the past. It creates space. And in that space, light enters. Forgiveness isn't approval. It's release. It's choosing peace over resentment. And that peace becomes the soil where your clarity grows. If there's a part of you that's been aching for quiet resolution, this is the time to give it a voice. In numerology, the number 2 is a gentle guide. It doesn't rush or demand. It encourages cooperation, understanding, and alignment, not with what others expect, but with what your soul knows is right. When this number repeats around you, it's a sign that duality is asking to be unified. Opposing ideas can both hold truth. Two directions can lead to the same purpose. This is not about choosing sides, it's about integrating the wisdom of both. And the color blue, especially the soft, pastel shade that emerges in your aura, isn't just beautiful, it's restorative. It calms mental noise. It smooths the emotional waves. It reminds you that intellect and emotion are not enemies, but allies. Wearing or surrounding yourself with this color now can help bring a sense of quiet assurance as you process your next step forward. Maybe you've been asking for a sign to confirm that it's okay to stop striving and start aligning. Maybe you've wondered if stepping back means giving up. But in truth, it means stepping into trust. Sometimes the most powerful change doesn't come from pushing harder, but from surrendering to what brings real peace. As one divine teaching reminds us, the gentle path often holds the greatest strength. When you choose peace, you don't lose momentum, you gain clarity. So ask yourself, not with urgency, but with honesty, what brings peace to your soul right now? Not tomorrow, not in theory, right now. And as you breathe into that answer, know that you're not behind, not off track. You're exactly where you're meant to be, returning to balance not by accident, but by divine timing. There are moments when life pauses, not to delay us, but to allow something quietly important to surface. If the energy around you feels unusually still or uncertain right now, it's not a sign that nothing is happening. It's actually a sacred invitation to observe, to listen, and to uncover what's been waiting beneath the surface of your daily distractions. For Libra, whose inner compass is deeply attuned to clarity and fairness, this moment feels especially significant. And it should, because right now, a door of truth is beginning to open. The High Priestess paired with the Page of Swords signals a powerful unveiling. This isn't about gossip or confrontation. It's about a deeper kind of truth, one that speaks not to drama, but to awareness. Something is shifting in how you perceive others and, more importantly, how you perceive yourself. Maybe you've sensed a subtle unease in a relationship, or a quiet disconnection between who you are and who you're expected to be. This energy is asking you not to rush toward answers, but to sit gently with the questions. You don't need to solve anything tonight. You only need to notice. In astrology, your ruler Venus governs harmony and discernment, but she also governs silence, intuition, and the beauty of grace in stillness. That's what's being activated now. When the universe amplifies your intuitive voice, it often pulls back the noise from the outside world. You might feel more withdrawn or introspective. This isn't a retreat, it's a recalibration. Your soul is making space for something essential to be revealed. The law of attraction teaches us that clarity always arrives when the mind is uncluttered and the heart is receptive. If you're tempted to act or speak out tonight, pause. Allow yourself to observe instead. Your thoughts may not yet be fully informed, and your instincts deserve time to bloom. Think of this as planting a seed of understanding and allowing the soil of silence to protect it while it grows. The more you push, the further the truth may hide. But when you create space, the truth will find you effortlessly. Even in scripture, there is wisdom in waiting, guidance that encourages discernment over impulsivity. Not every truth needs to be acted upon immediately. Sometimes, the most powerful decisions are born from stillness, not speed. Trust that your discernment will sharpen when you offer it patience. The right moment to act will not pass you by, it will rise naturally when your heart is fully ready. To support this energy, a simple 5-minute meditation before bed can do wonders. Light a white candle, sit in quiet, and focus not on what you want to hear but on what you're ready to receive. Don't try to pull answers from the void. Just be present. Let your breath be your guide. The candle's glow, like the pearl white light of your lucky color tonight, helps purify mental noise and center your focus on what's truly real. And if you've been feeling a subtle nudge, Latilia flicker of intuition that you can't explain, that's not your imagination. That's your inner guidance waking up. You don't need to rationalize it. You only need to honor it. Some truths are whispered long before they're spoken aloud. If you've felt that inner whisper, trust it. It's not your job to make it logical, it's your job to stay open. So pause tonight. Let clarity come not from force, but from permission. Trust that the truth already knows its way to you, and when it arrives, you'll be ready to receive it with both wisdom and grace. Love is rarely as straightforward as we hope. It can arrive wrapped in memories, woven through patterns we've outgrown, or whispered through people who no longer fit into the life we're building. If you found yourself thinking about someone lately, someone from the past, or someone who seems to linger in your emotional field for no obvious reason, you're not imagining it. That energy is being stirred now for a purpose, not for punishment. The Lovers and the 5 of Cups together reflect a moment of emotional reckoning, one that carries a bittersweet beauty. It's a chance to pause and reflect, not just on who you loved, but on how you loved and whether that version of love truly honored the person you are today. In astrology, retrogrades or planetary transits often bring unresolved emotional echoes back into your orbit. Sometimes it's through dreams, sometimes through an unexpected message, or even a passing scent or song that reawakens old feelings. For Libra, whose heart often seeks harmony and love, this return of the past can feel both magnetic and unsettling. You might ask, why am I thinking about this again, or why now? The answer isn't always about rekindling something with that person. More often, it's about reclaiming something in yourself that was left behind in that chapter. You're not being asked to revisit the pain, but to understand the lesson and, more importantly, to decide what kind of love you now believe you deserve. Writing down 3 core needs you have in a relationship is a deceptively simple act, but it's also deeply clarifying. These are not wishes or fantasies, they are truths. If kindness is non-negotiable, write that down. If emotional safety or shared purpose is a must, name it. This is not about who someone else is or isn't. It's about aligning your energy with what your soul is genuinely ready to receive. The truth is, we often attract what we're available for. And when your clarity strengthens, so does your energetic boundary. That's when love begins to meet you in new and healthier forms. The color rose smoke, soft, understated, tender, resonates powerfully in this space. It carries the vibration of healing without hardness, of romantic energy without chaos. Surrounding yourself with this tone or simply visualizing it around your heart can help soften emotional sharpness while opening your energy to love that is more in tune with your current self. It's not about pretending you were never hurt, it's about acknowledging the wounds and choosing, gently, not to let them define your future connections. There's also a quiet spiritual wisdom to remember here. Love, when rooted in peace, does not require proving, chasing, or fixing. The healthiest love feels like exhale, not tension. One of the most compassionate truths we can accept is that not everyone meant something eternal, but everyone meant something. And sometimes, the most sacred closure comes not from the other person's apology, but from your own choice to finally stop reopening the wound. From a soul growth perspective, this is not the time to rush into decisions or rekindle what no longer aligns. It is, however, a beautiful moment to check in with yourself. What has your heart been trying to tell you beneath the longing, beneath the memory? What form of love would bring you peace today, not just passion? These are the kinds of questions that move you forward, not in loops, but in spirals of growth. So if you find yourself thinking about someone and can't quite understand why, give yourself grace. You're not broken or weak, you're human, and your heart remembers what mattered. But now you have the clarity to choose differently. You can honor the past and still walk forward. And as you do, remember, peace is a valid form of love, too. What often surprises us most about abundance is how quietly it arrives, not always with dramatic windfalls, but through small moments of clarity and alignment. Right now, Libra, you are stepping into a period where the universe isn't just watching over your material world, it's actively participating. Financial flow and career direction are being gently realigned, and your role is not just to receive passively, but to participate consciously. If something inside you has been nudging you to rethink your spending, review your agreements, or reconsider how you value your own work, it's not anxiety. It's insight. The presence of the Six of Pentacles alongside the King of Swords is powerful and telling. These cards speak to 2 equally important energies, generosity and discernment. You may be on the receiving end of a gift, a refund, a raise, or even unexpected help through someone who believes in your potential. But this is not about luck. It's about alignment. You are being reminded that how you handle money reflects how you handle trust, and the universe is paying attention. The King of Swords invites you to take an honest look at your financial patterns with the mind of a leader, not a victim. It's time to look at your finances not as a mystery, but as a system you are fully capable of understanding and directing. Astrologically, Mercury's movement through your 2nd house, the realm of personal resources, value, and income, is creating a window where communication, negotiation, and strategy are at their peak. This is an excellent time to revisit contracts, initiate conversations about compensation, or finally launch that idea you've been postponing. But it's also a time to practice what you already know. Value isn't just about numbers, it's about clarity. When your internal dialogue around money shifts from scarcity to stewardship, opportunities begin to mirror that shift in the external world. Numerologically, the number 6 carries the essence of balance and exchange. It reminds us that wealth is not meant to be hoarded or feared, it's meant to move, to support, to flow through ethical exchange. Whether you're being called to give more generously or to finally open your arms to receive without guilt, this number is urging you to rebalance the scales. Financial karma isn't about punishment or reward, it's about rhythm. And right now, you're learning how to move with that rhythm more intuitively. Take a moment to write down all the possible streams of income that are available to you, even the ones that seem too small or too early to count. This practice alone activates awareness. And when you bring awareness into your relationship with money, you begin to spot the gaps, the subscriptions you forgot to cancel, the idea you left in a notebook, the skill you haven't yet monetized. There's no need for judgment here. Only clarity. And with clarity comes choice. The color deep emerald green, rich and grounding, can serve as a visual anchor as you process this phase. It brings focus, supports wise financial decisions, and calms the nervous system when fears about security arise. Surround yourself with this color if you're budgeting, negotiating, or simply trying to see your path with fresh eyes. Let it be a reminder that abundance doesn't always look flashy, it often looks like stability, confidence, and a clear yes to your own needs. And if you've been sensing, without knowing why, that something is about to shift in your finances, listen to that. Trust it. Preparation is not fear, it's faith in motion. And sometimes, divine instruction comes not as a miracle, but as a whisper: get ready. Stay organized. Pay attention. Be the steward of what you've already been given. Because when you do, more can be entrusted to you naturally, effortlessly, and in perfect time. There are nights that feel different without explanation, quiet but charged, as if something invisible is pressing gently against your awareness. Tonight is one of those nights, Libra. You may not have the words to describe it yet, but your spirit knows. You are standing at the edge of a deep release, and the universe is offering you a rare moment to hear what is usually drowned out by daily noise. This isn't just a pause. It's a pivot. A sacred review is happening, and your soul is the one leading it. The Judgment card and the moon appear together to remind us that what we've buried never disappears, it simply waits for the right moment to be transformed. Emotions you thought were settled, chapters you believed were closed, identities you left behind, some of them are returning not to haunt you, but to be seen clearly, possibly for the first time. You are not being asked to relive pain, but to reclaim the wisdom you gained through it. Sometimes, healing looks like looking back and realizing you survived what once threatened to break you. And tonight, that realization holds power. Astrologically and energetically, this kind of review often occurs during times when your subconscious is more active, especially between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m. If you find yourself waking in the quiet hours, resist the urge to brush it off. Instead, take a moment to breathe, be still, and notice what thoughts are rising. They're not random. In fact, many of the greatest inner shifts begin as whispers in the night. Keep a journal by your bedside. Write down whatever comes without editing or judging. Often, the truth reveals itself in fragments before forming into something whole. The law of attraction reminds us that clarity invites change. And clarity often begins with honesty. Before you sleep tonight, try speaking this simple truth aloud. I accept who I am and I'm ready to step into my next chapter. You don't need to know exactly what that chapter looks like yet. Your willingness to claim it is what opens the door. Because it's not just about what's ending, it's about who you're becoming. In numerology, the number 9 signifies the closing of a cycle, but not in the sense of finality. Rather, it's the ripening of experience. It represents the moment just before the rebirth, when everything you've gathered is preparing to become something new. There's a beauty in this number's quiet wisdom. It doesn't rush, doesn't force, but gently reminds you that completion is necessary before a beginning can truly bloom. Let yourself reflect on what you've outgrown, not with shame, but with appreciation. You've come further than you think. To support this tender threshold, the color lavender holds a vibration of calm, intuition, and gentle transformation. Even just visualizing this color around your head, your heart, or your space can help soften the emotional edges and guide your mind into a more open, restful state. This isn't about seeking answers right now. It's about preparing to receive them when they arrive. If you've ever woken in the night with a strange sense that something beyond logic is stirring, you're not alone. Many of the world's most grounded teachings encourage stillness in these moments. Not everything has to be figured out in the daylight. Some truths are only born in the dark, when distractions fade and only the real remains. Trust what surfaces tonight, even if it arrives in pieces. Let it come. Let it teach you. And if you do wake up tonight and feel that something's reaching out from within, take a deep breath and remind yourself, you're not being haunted, you're being invited to heal. That is the difference. That is the gift. If you've made it all the way here, Libra, know this. You are not just watching a video, you are answering a calling that most people are too distracted or afraid to hear. Tonight is more than just another turn of the clock. It's a sacred portal in time, a gentle crack in the ordinary through which truth and transformation can finally enter if you allow it. And something tells me you're ready. You wouldn't still be here if you weren't. The themes we've explored together: balance returning, hidden truths emerging, love redefined, finances being realigned, and the soul's judgment awakening, aren't just symbolic. They are practical shifts already stirring within your life. But nothing changes unless you choose to engage with it. The universe doesn't force, it invites. So I ask you now, gently but clearly, are you ready to act on the signs you've been given? This is your moment to stop searching for permission outside of yourself. You don't need someone else's approval to realign your life. You don't need to explain your evolution to anyone who hasn't been walking in your shoes. You simply need to say yes to truth, to healing, to your next chapter. What would your life look like if you fully accepted the version of you that no longer needs to fix, prove, or chase, only to allow? You don't have to rush. But you do need to be honest. You don't have to please everyone. But you do need to protect your peace. And if something inside you is whispering that it's time to pivot, to soften, to reclaim a part of yourself that got lost along the way, listen. That whisper isn't doubt. It's guidance. Tonight, give yourself the space to integrate everything you felt here. Rewatch the part that spoke to you most. Write down one decision you can make this week that supports your emotional, spiritual, or financial balance. Light that candle. Journal that clarity. Say that affirmation aloud. Let this not just be a video you watched, but a doorway you walked through with intention. And if something inside you stirred, if you felt seen, validated, or called forward, I'd love for you to comment below. I accept divine truth and choose to live in alignment with my soul. Let those words be your commitment, not to me, but to yourself. From my heart to yours, thank you for being here with me. Every time you like, comment, share, or subscribe to Zodiac Whisper Tarot, you help build a sanctuary for intuitive souls like you who are looking for more than just predictions theory, looking for peace, for purpose, and for permission to be who they truly are. And if you felt that today, even just a little, then this was the right moment for both of us. So, what part of tonight's message did you need most? What truth are you carrying with you as we close this space? Share it below. I read every comment, and I love seeing how these cosmic threads weave through each of your lives. And finally, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and come back for the next whisper from the universe. Until then, Libra, stay true, stay open, and above all, stay connected to the quiet, powerful light that lives inside you.